Alright, I might do this for all of the classes that I have, but since I'm going to hit 21 pretty soon into all of these different class videos, or I've already hit 21 or 22, whatever, I want to go through these things. So, we have unlocked specializations when we hit 21. Marksmanship. Number 1, opening strike. You and your pet inflict vulnerability with your first strike when entering combat. And so, this will only affect the very first strike in combat. So if you initiate combat and you have 4 monsters, or 4 things you're attacking, or 4 things that are attacking you, you're only going to inflict vulnerability the one time. You're going to inflict 5 stacks. Your pet is probably also going to inflict 5 more stacks. And that's it for the remainder of the fight. Never again for the rest, like the 3 more creatures you could hit. This is the marksmanship tree, by the way. So I tested this with my greatsword. It still works with the greatsword. It's not like it's only for ranged attacks. Number 2, Lesser Signet of Stone. When you use an elite skill, which is the slot just before your mount slot, which I don't think I have unlocked yet. Sorry. I haven't sneezed in a while. If you use an elite skill, your pet and yourself take no damage from attacks for 5 seconds, but are still susceptible to getting conditions and being controlled. Number 3, Hunter's Gaze. Gain might when you strike a foe based on their health percent. So this is a 1-second internal cooldown. It's a passive, and you can gain either 1 stack of might if they're below 75%, 2 stacks if they're below 50%, or 3 stacks if they're below 25%. And each of these stacks will last 5 seconds. Lesser Call of the Wild. I like that one, by the way. Hunter's Gaze looks pretty cool. Also, like, being invulnerable every time you use an elite skill is also kind of nice, but whatever. Lesser Call of the Wild, number 4. It's a 15-second cooldown. It's when you swap pets, but there is a 15-second cooldown on it. So when you swap pets, you will weaken nearby enemies, gain Fury, Might, and Swiftness to yourself and nearby allies with a range of 240. Sorry, with a range of 900 for the allies. That's actually pretty cool. And I haven't really read much into pet swapping. I have 2 pets I could definitely swap, but I don't know much about it yet. I don't know what the cooldown in combat is for pet swapping. So we'll figure that out. Number 5, Alpha Focus. Your opening strikes inflict cripple on your foes. That's lame to me. Yeah. Number 6, Brutish Seals. Activating a signet grants might and fury to nearby allies. That's pretty cool. The radius is only 300, so they have to be within 300 of me. So I'd be standing near other ranged allies. But it's cool. It's fury for 6 seconds and might for 15 seconds with 3 stacks. The next one, Farsighted. Ranger weapon skills deal increased strike damage. Damage is further increased for foes above the range threshold. So it's a 10% damage increase if you're within 600 range of the target. If you're without 600 range of the target, it's 15%. Moment of Clarity. Gain an attack of opportunity for you and your pet on interrupting a foe. Daze and stun durations that you inflict last longer. Okay, so if you are able to interrupt a foe, you have a 10-second window where the next attack will do 50% more damage. Okay. Cool. And then Daze and Stun will last 50% longer. There's a 3-second interval, so you can't do it more than once every 3 seconds. If you can even interrupt foes that often. Precise Strike. The opening strike has an increased chance to critically strike, so that's nice. Especially if you use it on a big move. So if you like run in with a greatsword with your maul attack, it's gonna... Hell yeah. The increased chance, by the way, is 100%, so it's going to critically strike that opening strike. Predator's Onslaught. You and your pet deal increased strike damage to disabled, defiant, or movement impaired foes. The damage increases 15%. That's not nothing. That's good. Disabled, defiant, or movement impaired. Okay. You can do movement impairment pretty easily, especially as a longbow, I think. I'm not sure. Remorseless. Regain opening strike whenever you gain fury. Holy shit. An opening strike also deals 25% more damage whenever you gain fury. Your next attacks. Okay. So, in this tree, so far, you gain fury whenever you pet swap with a 15-second cooldown. Okay. You gain fury anytime you activate a signet. As long as you choose those particular options, obviously. An opening strike will give vulnerability for you and your pet, 5 stacks each. Opening strike will cripple for 2 seconds. Will deal crit damage. So yeah, Remorseless is pretty fucking awesome. And lastly, Lead of the Wind. Your longbow and harpoon gun skills pierce and recharge faster. Striking foes beyond the range threshold grants boons. It's a 15-second cooldown. It lasts for... I don't know how long it lasts. It doesn't really tell. The range threshold is 1200, so if you're beyond... I don't think you can be beyond 1200. But anyway, the recharge rate for longbow skills is 20% less. It will pierce. It can hit 5 targets per ranged attack. The quickness lasts for 5 seconds. Swiftness lasts for 10 seconds. And quickness is kind of your haste. Swiftness is your movement speed. Okay. On to skirmishing. I've not looked at this tree at all, so this is new to me. Tailwind gains swiftness when swapping weapons in combat. So movement speed up when you're in combat, swap movements, okay? Sharpened edges. You and your pet have a chance to cause bleeding on critical hits. The chance is 33%, and the bleeding is pretty weak. But it lasts for 3 seconds, so it could theoretically stack if you and your pet are doing it often. Primal reflexes. When you successfully evade an attack, gain vigor with an 8-second internal cooldown, it looks like. Trapper's expertise. Increase the duration of boons and conditions applied by traps. Offensive traps inflict cripple. Duration increase for traps is 60% increase. Boons and conditions. Okay. I haven't gone trap training at all, so I really don't know much about that. So skirmishing is probably going to be a weird tree for me to understand. Furious grip. Gain fury when swapping weapons in combat. So far we can gain swiftness and fury for 5 seconds fury and 9 seconds swiftness when we swap weapons in combat. That's pretty cool. Like that. I don't swap weapons often, but like if you're starting with a longbow and you switch into greatsword and whatever, I don't know. Ooh, I wonder if there's a combination where if you have longbow and you do all the longbow things, you switch into greatsword, there's a leap attack for greatsword. I'm wondering if there's a longbow attack for like leaping backwards to get back out of combat, like back out of melee. Anyway, sorry. Spotter. While you're in combat, grant fury to yourself and nearby allies each interval. So 10-second interval, it looks like. Yep. Fury for 3 seconds. The radius is 600. That's not bad. It's pretty large, and it can give fury to 5 targets. So every 10 seconds, you're giving fury for 3 seconds to 5 targets in combat. That's cool. Strider strength. You and your pet gain power. Gain additional power while wielding a sword. Does greatsword count? I don't know. I can't tell. Successfully evading an attack grants might. So the power you gain is 120. Just flat. If you are using a sword, and probably not a greatsword, you gain an additional 120. And sword attacks, from what I've seen, are mostly like AoE based. They're like kind of melee AoE. And then might, 8 seconds every time you evade. Okay. Hidden barbs. Bleeding you inflict is more dangerous. So 33% more damage from bleeding. So it'll make sharpened edges better, which is the number 2 here. Hunter's tactics. You deal more damage and have an increased chance to critically strike while attacking from behind or the side, or when striking a defiant foe. So damage increases 15%. Critical chance increases 10%. So make sure you're doing your best to strike if you're doing this mode, from behind or the side of. Quick draw. When swapping weapons, the next ranger weapon skill you use will recharge faster. 9-second internal cooldown. The quick draw lasts for 5 seconds. The cooldown is reduced by 66%, and it has to be in combat. So that would make... hold on really quick, sorry. Let me get off my wrap. So, my main thingy for Greatsword is Maul, my number 2. For Longbow, it's Rapid Fire. Sorry for the sniffles. So, instead of a 10-second cooldown when weapon swapping, and the first time you use it, it would be a 3.3 second cooldown, which is fucking awesome. So it's like you use it, and then a second after it's done firing, you can use it again. That's cool. And then you weapon swap, which I don't know the internal cooldown for weapon swapping in combat is, but I can find out pretty easily. Let's find out. Oh, I haven't actually been in combat. So it's 9-second. Okay. Oh, I killed it when it was invisible. That was crazy. Okay. Okay, interesting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool. So quick draw is cool. The internal cooldown is 9 seconds, but that's also how long it takes to be able to weapon swap again. So you basically get 2 uses of your awesome damage ability every weapon swap. Push back your foe. So the longbow does not have a jump back ability, and also a lot of this says using sword. But anyway. The next one is light on your feet. Damage and condition duration are increased durations. It should be durations. Damage and condition duration. Okay, that's fine. Actually, they said it right. Are increased after dodging or using quick shot. Where's quick shot? Is that even on here, or is that a short bow thing? I don't see quick shot, so I don't know what that is. Is that on here? Nope. I think it's a short bow thing. Or maybe it's a... Oh, that's... The Ranger was the one I had all the spirits on. Okay. Anyway, so short bow skills, pierce and gain recharge reduction. Their attacks from behind or while flanking or against defiant foes are improved. So damage increases 10% after dodging using quick shot, which is a short bow thingy. If you dodge, my conditions last longer for 4 seconds and damage is increased. Recharge rate is 20% faster. Duration increased 10% longer. Up to 5 targets per arrow. Okay. And the last one, Vicious Quarry. Fury grants ferocity and additional increased critical strike chance. When struck while below the health threshold, gain Fury. And it's a 2-second internal cooldown. The health threshold is 75%, so you can possibly activate this a lot. The Fury lasts for 4 seconds. The crit chance is increased by 15% with this, and ferocity is 38 at this level. That's what they are. I think percentages will remain the same no matter what level you are, but the actual number gained from ferocity for this, I think, is based on level. Next tree, I'm calling it trees, but it's like a circle. Wilderness survival, natural vigor. You recover endurance more quickly, 25% faster, whatever. Lesser muddy terrain. So anytime you use a healing skill, you will create mud around you in a 240 radius that cripples. So it'll last for 10 seconds, pulses every 2 seconds, will cripple every 2 seconds, will slow every 2 seconds for 1 second each, and will immobilize when it's created, making things unable to move. So like kind of more of a melee thing. Oak Heart Salve. Gain regeneration when you are inflicted with bleeding, poison, or burning. Helpful. While you have regeneration, you take reduced strike damage. So it's a 10-second internal cooldown. Regeneration lasts for 5 seconds. It heals for 119. Over those 5 seconds is not that great. It's something. It's better than nothing. And then damage reduced during that time is 5 seconds as well. Taste for Danger. 5% during the time when you are regent. Yeah. Anyway, Taste for Danger. Gain increased vitality. You and your pet gain expertise based on vitality. Vitality plus 18 at this current level. Gain expertise, 7% increase of expertise based on what your vitality is. Companion's Defense. You and your pet gain protection when you dodge roll. Anytime you dodge roll or when your dodge roll is successful. Protection lasts for 2 seconds. It's combat only. 33% less damage taken. Bring to your pet. Ambidexterity. Gain condition damage. Gain additional condition damage while wielding a torch, dagger, or mace. I'm never going to use this. Torch and dagger skills recharge faster. Condition damage plus 18. Additional condition damage when you're wielding those thingies plus 18. Recharge reduction 20% faster. For torch and dagger skills. What's the other one? Mace will not gain a recharge reduction. Okay. Refined Toxins. While you're above the health threshold, your strikes inflict poison. While your pet's health is above the health threshold, its strikes inflict poison. So, 5-second internal cooldown for both me and my pet, but possibly separately. I'm not sure. Health threshold is 75% or higher, so above the health threshold. Yeah, and the poison lasts for 6 seconds, does 48 damage, and the entire time they have 33% less healing effectiveness. Shared Anguish. After you swap pets, you and your pet gain stability. In combat only, 3-second stability. Okay. Rugged Growth. You and your pet recover health while affected by protection. I think we gain protection from dodging. That's the only thing we have so far that gives protection. Okay. So every time we dodge with where'd it go? With Companion's Defense. So having Vigor from Natural Vigor would be helpful. Yeah. Nothing else I see gains like Vigor. So yeah, anyway, sorry. You heal for 52 every second. You and your pet both. 52 for every second while you have protection. So it should theoretically tick 3 times from the time you gain it when you dodge at the primary, and then tick, and then when it ends, the last tick. I would assume that's how it works, because that's generally how these interval things work. Empathic Bond. Using a beast trait removes conditions from you and your pet. I still haven't really super duper figured out what like beast traits are. So I really can't. Oh, like Mighty Roar? It's not a trait, it's a skill. Like, I don't know, am I reading this wrong?
I chose you.
Okay, whatever. I don't know how to explain that, to be honest, but Remove 2 conditions whenever you use a beast trait. Wilderness knowledge, survival skills, which is like survival training. I have that here, which I don't think I have. I have spirits in survival. My troll undead survival. So grant fury and remove conditions. So every time I use my troll ungent, I will get 6 seconds of fury and remove 2 conditions. It's not bad at all. Health. Poison Master. This is the last one for this tree. Upon using a beast ability, your pet's next attack will inflict poison. Your poison damage is increased. So this will inflict 2 stacks of poison, lasting for 8 seconds total. 128 damage at this level. Damage increase is 25% for all poison that I can do. I think that the short bow has some poison things. Longbow is just vulnerability and cripple. Sadly. Ooh, for AoE on the weapon swap thingy, you could do barrage, and then barrage again. Well, you'd be able to barrage again in the next like 6 seconds. So it's not the best, but it's better than you. All right, nature magic. This will be over soonish. No, not really. Rejuvenation. Beast skills grant regeneration around the ranger. Okay. 20-second internal cooldown. The region lasts for 10 seconds for a 238 heal at this level. Up to 5 targets with a radius of 300. So the radius is not large, but it's not horrible, I suppose. Bountiful Hunter. You deal increased strike damage for each boon affecting you. Your pet deals increased strike damage for you. And it's 1% more strike damage per boon. I'm trying to figure out like what's a strike and what's not. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I went to weapon swap. Sorry. I think strike is just like an attack that you do. I don't think there's anything more special to it. Okay. If you're like inundated with boons, if you have like at least 5 boons on you at all times, you're doing 5% increased damage at all times, and your pet as well. But when it has, yeah. Wellspring. Grant regeneration to nearby allies when you use a healing skill. So every 20 seconds, I can grant regen to them. You and your pet gain healing power based on power. I like that. So I'll have 7% more healing power based on what my power is. The regen is 6 seconds for 143 at this level. 5 targets, radius 300. Search and rescue. Command, your pet will seek out and revive a downed ally. That's already a thing. Oh. Oh. So this is automatic. Okay. So anytime I begin reviving an ally, my pet will seek out and revive another ally that's downed. It also has regen for 8 seconds. Number of allied targets 5, radius 600. That's confusing. Alright. Fortifying Bond. When you gain a boon, it is shared with your pet. Okay. It lists all the boons I could possibly gain, and I think it's all pretty standard. I don't know if it's different durations for whatever. Doesn't matter. Evasive. That's nice though. It's cool. Evasive Purity. Dodging removes a damaging condition and a non-damaging condition from you. Cool. With no internal cooldown, but the dodge, obviously. Grant boons to nearby allies when swapping pets. Okay. So, I haven't tested pet swapping in like the cooldown on it. Let's actually test that out super quick here. What's my F4 is my pet swap. Okay. Let's just shoot you. F4.
I chose you.
It is an 18 or 19 second cooldown for pets. Holy crap. At least with no buffs to it. So keep that in mind. Where were we? So every 18 or 19 seconds, I can grant 12 seconds of 6 stacks of might to allies within 300 radius of me, and 8 seconds of fury. Not bad. Not bad at all. As long as you're not, like, whenever you swap your pets, they lose all their boons. Boons. So something to keep in mind. But, like, I guess probably, like, buffing your allies is more important in my opinion. Anyway, Windborne Notes. Grants nearby allies regeneration when you use a Warhorn skill. Okay. Heal allies when you grant them regeneration. So, yeah. 900 radius, affects up to 5 targets. The region is 6 seconds. The healing is 13 to this level. And my gear. Lingering magic. You and your pet gain increased. You only have 2 Warhorn skills, so you're really only granting this maybe once every. Yeah. Not often. Like, usually those cooldowns are like 20 seconds or 15 seconds or 25 seconds or 30 seconds, depending on your class. Lingering magic. You and your pet gain increased concentration, which I'm still not entirely sure what that does. I can look it up, but I'm not gonna. Regeneration you apply is more effective. 20% more effective. More effective, sorry. Effective. I can apply regeneration with a lot of these things. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these things. That's nice. You can kind of be a pretty interesting, like, backup healer kind of thing, as with nature magic. I think rangers get druid, so that'd be interesting to look at. Nature's vengeance. Spirits slam again when they finish shaking. So time between slams is 3 seconds. And I have spirits along my board here, because I've started to enjoy them. We'll see. We'll see that. Okay. Sorry. Lesser guard, with guard in quotations with an exclamation at the end. Anytime I swap pets, I will cast Lesser Guard, which will order the pet to guard nearby allies. My pet takes damage on behalf of those allies and gain might when your pet receives damage. So 33% damage reduction for 4 seconds. There it is. 15-second internal cooldown, which is less than the pet swapping cooldown as far as I know, and might for 5 seconds. Cool. Okay, and the last one in this circle tree, whatever, is Invigorating Bond. Beast skills heal allies around the ranger. 20-second internal cooldown, healing for 79, protection for 6 seconds as well, and vigor for 6 seconds as well with a 300 radius. So it's not super wide, but it's not bad at all. It's meh. Last circle is Beast Mastery. This is the one I'm excited for as well. Pack Alpha. Your pet's attributes are improved and pet skills gain recharge reduction. Attributes increased by 31. Recharge is 20% faster. Attributes for power, condition damage, precision, toughness, and vitality. So, very nice. I'm actually going to probably do this and then swap over my specialization to... Yeah, let's do that. Go for the eyes. Nearby foes are blinded by beast abilities. Now, I'm pretty sure, like, for this dog that I have, my beast ability is regenerate. Let's use that. I got regen from that. Pet swap.
Come here.
And I can use Mighty Roar if I want to.
I am mighty!
And since I'm out of combat. Yeah. Anyway. But nearby foes are blinded by these abilities. I don't know if I have any abilities that I can use that aren't my pet's abilities that are considered beast, but maybe I'll find out eventually. Potent Ally. You and your pet each grant might to the other when critically striking a foe. With a 1 second internal cooldown, the might lasts for 6 seconds. I like this a lot. I'm going to get this next, for sure. I'm going to swap. Hold on. Swap over to Beast. Anyway. Yeah. I like that. I'm going to go for that next, for sure. Resounding Timber. Commands apply additional boons around you. So they'll apply regen for 10 seconds, swiftness for 10 seconds. I like that. The boon radius is 600. I don't have any commands on my bar, but I could change that if I want to. What commands do I have? Oh, like Sikkim. What is this? Region swiftness. So my lowest cooldown command is protect me. 24 second cooldown. Gain protection and barrier while breaking allies out of stuns. Cool. Anyway. Next up. Loud whistle. While your health is above the threshold, your pet deals increased strike damage. Your pet swap gains recharge reduction. Alright. Is that only when I'm above the health threshold is 90%. Damage increases 10%. Recharge of the pet swap is 20% faster. I like all that. Wilting strike. Beast abilities inflict weakness on those struck. Whatever. Two-handed train. Like this feels like more for PvP. I don't know what fumble is. I'll have to look that up. Two-handed training. Greatsword and spear skills deal more damage and recharge faster. Thank you very much. I would love that. Gain fury when you disable a foe. Do I have anything that disables? I have Hilt Bash. Every 25 seconds I can gain Fury for 3 seconds. But damage increase 10% for Greatsword. Recharge on my Greatsword skills 20% faster. And Fury for 3 seconds whenever I can disable. I can probably disable in other ways, but... like every time I use Stone Spirit, I think that will do a disable because there's cripple and weakness there. And Storm Spirit will also disable. So I have a few ways to disable and gain Fury at like the beginning of a fight. When I eventually get this. It's two-handed training, by the way. That's what it's called. Natural healing. Your pet recovers health each interval. So every 3 seconds, your pet will gain whatever healing. At this level, it's 69. Pet's prowess. Your pet moves faster and deals more damage on critical hits. Hell yeah. Movement speed increased by 30%. Hell yeah. Ferocity increased by 45 at this level. Beastly Warden. Beast abilities taunt nearby foes. Taunt will last for 2 seconds. They will involuntarily attack foes. Okay. The number of targets 5, radius 240, so like it's melee plus a little bit extra, but like not. Whenever I swap pets, I will cast Lesser Quickening Zephyr, which is survival, if that matters. 15-second internal cooldown. You and your pet gain quickness and super speed. Quickness for 3 seconds, which is haste, basically. And super speed is like super duper movement speed for 3 seconds. I love this tree so much. This and Mark's, well, I don't know, we'll see. And then last one for this video, Honed Axes. You and your pet gain ferocity. Axe skills gain reduced... I don't have axes. I don't use axes, but anyway. Axe skills gain reduced recharge. And you gain additional ferocity while wielding an axe. So the ferocity gain off the bat is 120. Additional ferocity gain will be 120 if you are wielding an axe. And the recharge reduction for axes is 20% faster skill usage. Alright, so that is the Ranger specialization layout. I'm not super duper versed. I'm not versed like at all. But some of these lend pretty well to what I would believe the druid is going to be, and I could read. I have no idea what astral. Yeah, so anyway, we'll find out when I reach level 80 or whatever this is. Yeah, level 80. Cool. I will see you guys next time. I do have my list open here. So the sponsor, non-sponsor for this video is Tillamook, Country Smoker, Keto Friendly, Zero Sugar Beef Jerky, original 6.5 ounce bag. These are very good. They're sugar-free jerky. They're softer than I expected, especially when you like immediately open the bag. The longer they're in the fridge or wherever, and I do store them in the fridge to promote longevity. They get more and more tougher, more and more tough. But I haven't checked in a while. I haven't actually eaten jerky in a long time. I tend to stick with like pepperoni sticks these days, just because they are better priced and in bulk and stuff. But last I checked, this was the best price I could find for sugar-free beef jerky on Amazon. If you use the link in my description, you'll get I will get a small cut. You don't get a discount, I'm sorry. But I hope to see you next time. Bye.